icon. So it's using this rel tag, which is also which has got the value of shortcut icon. This is telling the browser that you must put that small icon just beside the title on the tab. So this shortcut icon is actually sending a message to your browser and also to the web crawler. Similarly, this is the same stuff that's going on in the next link element, but the difference is that this is a generalized shortcut icon, or this is a generalized favicon, which means this favicon will be shown if your user visits your site using a desktop computer or a laptop computer or a tab or a smartphone, any other smartphones maybe. But this one is especially made for Apple users. If Apple users are using their iPhones, maybe their iPads, then this is tailored towards their needs. Then they will have that specific type of Apple icon, which is also known as the Apple Touch icon, which means it's usually designed for touch devices like iPads and iPhones. Then it's provided using this Apple Touch icon relationship. So this is defining a relationship with your page with the browser that's inside iPhone or iPad. So this is not a generalized one. This is a specified one for iPhones and iPads or Apple products, usually touch ones. So you also provide a link to this href attribute. So let us actually create one favicon, or maybe we can attach one favicon for our page in here. So this favicon will be shown on the left hand side of this page. So let's close this right now. We don't need that. And what we can do, you can actually search Google for multiple favicons. It's just for a practice. Maybe you can go to images.google.com and just search for favicon. Usually favicon have a dimension of 16 by 16, which means it will have to have a width of 16 with a height of 16 pixel. So just hit on favicon 16 by 16 pixel, and then it will bring up a lot of favicons, and you can choose any one just for the practice, and you can even make your own one using maybe Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator, or maybe Adobe Photoshop. You can do that by yourself, but let us just use one predefined one, and I have got one for myself, and I use that favicon. Let me just show you for the instance. I think I kept that in HTML, and okay. So this is the favicon that I downloaded from the web, from Google. So let me use that. Let me use that inside. So I think I created this file on desktop. Okay. Okay, let me just bring it from here. Copy and paste. That's it. Now we need to define the path. Now we are going to look into relative path, root relative path. We are going to look at document relative path and absolute path. But just for now, let us assume that this is the actual path, and let's have a look. We don't need the Apple one right now because we're not going to focus on Apples. But if you are interested in, you can design for Apple devices. So let's save this. Let's run this page. And you can notice that this favicon is being shown on the tab just beside my title element or my title. So whenever my visitor visits or my user visits my website, then immediately he's going to look at the logo, and he's going to recognize, usually obviously, he's going to, if he's a if he's an old visitor, he's going to recognize my site or my brand just by looking at this small favicon, which represents my logo. You can design your own logo and put it up in the favicon section, and it will be as usual as you might think. So let's move on to the body section. As we talked about this head section, now one more stuff that I want to discuss about. is the lang or language attribute used for HTML documents. This is simply for defining or telling your browser that this HTML document will contain English, it will contain contents or information for English speaking people. So that's why we have got this EN or short form for English. This is the standardized form used to define that this page will be in English language. So if you are coming from a French-speaking background or a French-speaking country, then you can define FR, which means French, or any other language as you like. But I would like to keep it in English. Okay, so that was a small stuff that I discussed about. Now let's move on to the wider picture, and we are going to talk about this body section. So inside this body section, we don't need them right now because we are going to create everything by ourselves. So let's save this right now. And now let's write something. Header. And then H group. Don't worry, I'm going to explain all of this as after I finish writing this. Let me write this. Book reviews, then H2 tag and review on Noam Chomsky's book, and then I provide a code: profit over people. So I was actually reading this book few days ago. If you are interested in reading it, you can download it from the net. It's actually free, I guess. The book is known as Profit Over People, written by Noam Chomsky. This is actually based on political science. So nonetheless, I have created a header element in which you see something called H group. This might be new to you if you haven't used an element like this, because this is a new element provided. Both of these elements, the header element and the H group element, especially this header element, this is provided, or this is a new element provided by HTML5. We did not have this header section or this header element in HTML4.